to Whips in the Dungeon, and we're going to continue our two-hand play series today, and I'll let you see a little bit of my progression. I had an opportunity to actually go and throw briefly. I threw for one song at the Woodshed Orlando with Lady Sally and got some feedback from her. And of course, she's standing on the receiving end catching a whip, and she's just describing the way it feels to her. And she basically said, well, you're consistently making contact, but you're all over the place. Okay, so I started thinking about her all over the place comment, and I watched myself as I was practicing. Today I'm going to throw just for a few minutes using this t-shirt. Hopefully you can see a little bit of the movement on the t-shirt, where the cracker's falling across the t-shirt. And we'll talk a little bit about two-hand work. Obviously, when you're throwing two-handed, there's a forehand, there's a recovery, and there's a backhand on both sides. There's a forehand, a recovery, and a backhand. So it actually takes a lot of mileage, a lot of two-hand practice to be able to get both forehands and both backhands on target. I'm not there yet. So we're going to break it down a little further, and I'm going to suggest our next step is just to focus on the forehands, both forehands. And on the backhand, just to do it as a recover on the backhand side and set up the next forehand. So obviously on the whip receiving end, the whip catching end, the backhand recovery, because we're not focusing on it, it could feel like it's all over the place, but our goal is for our forehands to make a nice tight X as they pass through their target. So let me get these whips going, and then I'm going to stop talking because I need to completely focus on the forehand. I'm not worried about my backhand, that's just a recovery, but when I throw the forehand, both fore and back, my goal is to make a nice tight X kind of across where the shoulders would be across that t-shirt. So let me get them going again, and we'll see how I'm doing. Okay, my feedback of watching that at the target is I'm pretty consistent on the forehand, even though I wasn't focusing on the backhand. The backhand seemed to be migrating over and making an X over what would be the left shoulder. But my forehand's getting better. I hope your forehand is getting better. And now what we need to do is just continue to practice and get some mileage. Don't worry about the backhand. Just focus on your forehand and learning to control it. And we're not even to the point where we're going to target shoulder, butt. Right now we're just looking for a consistent X across the shoulders, just on the forehand. As always, thanks for watching Whips in the Dungeon.